What's up, guys? It's your boy Hokage Puya here. Haven't made a San Diego FC video recently. I just kept on missing the post-match reactions. Whatever. We're back. We're going to talk about the club. The reason I also hesitated on making a video is because I wanted to just sit back and watch how the club, how the team, how this very fresh and young San Diego FC team would react to a string of very bad results. We went on a 3-game losing streak, horrible losses, conceding goals. I kind of wanted to take a step back and wait and see how the club reacts. I didn't want to put my thoughts out there. I didn't want to make any predictions. I just wanted to see, all right, let's see where the club's head is at. Let's see how Ricky Varas reacts to the situation. Let's see how the players react to the situation. And now we're back to a 2-game winning streak. We had the big home win against FC Dallas. I was there at the game. Some brilliant goals. 5-0, I think it was at the end. And Chucky bracing that one. And then yesterday, big result away from home against a very strong St. Louis City team. Last time out at home when we played them, very strong defensively. They made that game a tough one for us. But we went away from home and we got a win. And from what I saw in that game, the way we were lined up, I was impressed. There has been a switch in how the team is playing. The team is in a much better spot now. And yeah, I'm just glad to be back talking about San Diego FC. And yeah, these last two games have led me, dude, low-key, we're getting serious again. Those string of games we lost, I was like, ugh. We look lost. We look like all the hype was gone. I was kind of worried that, was just this like first game's the MLS hype kind of thing, and now that it's died down, we're going to go to the bottom. I was worried about that. But the reaction these last two games, especially the more impressive game away from home yesterday in St. Louis, we're going to talk about. Let's talk about the game. Let me pull it up, match facts and everything. Obviously, 2-1 win at the end of the day, end of the match. Listen, St. Louis is a good team, man. And when they played us at our home about a month ago, was it? A month and a half ago? When they came to San Diego, they showed that they're not afraid to defend, sit back, and counter against us. And they were very well organized to do so. And they made that game very hard for us. And to be honest, for the first half of this game, they were doing that again. They were making life very difficult for us. In the first half, we didn't create much. We did not create much in that first half against St. Louis. Actually, guys, I need to check something. Tell me my microphone, the good microphone, is connected. Okay, let's get back to the analysis. I hate when my microphone does not connect and then the audio turns crap. But the first half, yeah, they shut us down in the first half. But in the second half, we adapted and the team pulled through. Ended up with the 2 goals. Ilioski, how do I say it? Ilioski, however you say it. San Diego native. Yeah, gets the goal 2 games in a row now that he scored. Obviously, his goal against FC Dallas was at the end of the game. Dallas was out of legs. Or was that? Did he score against Dallas? I'm pretty sure he did, right? My memory is horrible. And then Dreyer with an excellent finish off the defender's mistake against St. Louis to make it 2-0. And they got a goal back in the 91st minute, but they weren't really even close to mounting any sort of comeback for the draw. And we finished the game out pretty comfortably in the last 3 minutes. But what I liked in that second half was first half, all right, they shut us out. They were definitely the better team. We had maybe one good spell of possession or one good spell of play in that first half. But we adapted the second half. We were a lot more direct. We put the pressure on them, and we eventually got them to crack. I mean, besides our 2 goals we scored, before the first goal, we had 2 excellent opportunities. Oh, Andres Dreyer had an amazing left-footed shot from outside the box that hit the post. Very unlucky that didn't go in. We were putting a lot of pressure on these guys, and in the second half, as the game went on, it was 0-0. I definitely felt that we'll get this goal. I had confidence in these guys that, yeah, we're going to get it. We're going to nick this goal, and we're going to go away with the 3 points. That confidence grew in me as the game progressed because, there was games before what was that home game? That home game we lost because I was at that game. The 3-1 loss to Real Salt Lake. Yes, the 3-1 loss to Real Salt Lake. as the game went on, even when we got a goal back in that game, I just felt like the team was lost. I felt that they did not believe in the tactics. They looked disoriented. They looked tired. They looked disinterested. They didn't want to win 50-50 battles, unorganized, unfocused. But as the game went on, away against a strong St. Louis team, defensively strong St. Louis team, they got stronger. We put up the pressure. We were winning more challenges. We were more dominant. And I really like to see that. And eventually we were rewarded with 2 goals. And we could have had more. We could have had more. St. Louis, don't get me wrong, St. Louis had, besides their goal, they had like one very good opportunity from Klaus. The striker Klaus had a basically open header. And he headed it into the ground and it bounced over the crossbar. So St. Louis did have one really good chance where, they could have had 2 goals at the end of the day. But San Diego FC, I think, overall in the match, we were the better team. Now, something I want to look at is, here's the possession and the momentum graph, whatever. I don't really agree with this XG. This is where a case where I don't know where this XG is coming from. 1.74 for St. Louis. I guess their goal was an open header inside the box, or no, it was an open tap in inside the box during a scramble, and then that Klaus chance kind of brings that XG up. But I swear this is why XG, sometimes you guys stats are trash. We had more than 0.83 XG. Come on now. But yeah, I want to go to the lineup now. What has changed with this SDFC team? Well, not much. Hopefully my head is not in the way. Am I in the way here? Okay. My head is in the way. All right. Let's go this way. Perfect. You guys, you guys can still see that, right? You guys can still see that. Hold on. I'm struggling. Streamer, what are we looking at? What the fuck are we looking at here? Here, you guys, bear with me. And it's not opening up. You guys, it's not opening up. I don't know what to do. I'm gonna pause the video 1 second. And we're back. This is what I wanted to get to. So what has changed in this San Diego FC lineup? Well, lineup change. And obviously with our injuries and our limited squad, when I was asking for change in this lineup when things were getting dry, I didn't expect much in midfield and attack. Going forward, this is going to be our midfield. This is our best midfield. Godoy, Sverskov, and De La Torre. These guys are going to be our starters all season. Unless we make signings and bring players from Europe in after the European seasons are done, these 3 are going to be our midfield for the season, our starting 3, our most reliable 3 in the midfield. And our attack, Valakari, Lozano, Dreyer, Mitten. My in is also, Dreyer, Valakari, Chucky, and my in are, the 4 guys I think are the most likely to battle for these starting 3 positions in the attack. What Ricky Varas changed is the fullbacks. Now, initially, when he was doing a fullback change earlier in the season, I was against it because the back 4 was functioning well in this high line, this high press. Remember, we started the season off. Luffelsen was our right back, and Negri was our left back. And obviously, McNair and McVeigh are going to be our center back duo. Dos Santos, these 3 right here, they're going to stay our core of our backline, right? But I was against the fullback switch because Luffelsen and Negri had started the season off strong, and Ricky Vara started changing the lineup. And you brought in a Bombino, you brought in a Willy Kumado in, and they did not have impressive first looks in the MLS. However, the last couple games, especially the last 2 games, the home game against Dallas and this away game here in St. Louis, Comado and Bombino start again, and they were very, very strong. What I like about Bombino, he's youthful. He's energetic. He's 18, 19 years old. He's not going to get tired. He's a fresh pair of legs all game. The issue with Negri is 31 years old, gasses out. The only issue with Bombino is, 1, experience. Obviously, Negri has a 31-year-old, tons of experience. And number 2, physically, Bombino does get bullied around. Physically, but hey, he's 18, 19 years old, and he's playing well right now. We allow those things. We'll let it slide. And Willie, on the other hand, young fullback, he's the epitome of physical. He is very strong, a good defender, and that's something maybe Luffelsen was lacking. Luffelsen wasn't as physically strong as Willie. to maybe cope with these attackers in the MLS. And Willie has a little bit of extra speed to him, but in terms of actual football, in terms of the way they actually play, Löffelsend and Willie play very similar. They even when Löffelsend was playing, he was able to get up and down the wing, helping Dreyer out, helping the attack out, overlapping runs, getting crosses in. Löffelsend was doing that, but Willie has kind of shown us these last couple games that he's got that little extra physicality that maybe Löffelsend was missing. So he made the switches, he trusted them, and these four are functioning well now. Now, going back to my point that I was previously making earlier in the season where I don't want to see changes if it's working, this back four is working. I do not want Ricky Varas to be changing this back four. Willie, Bombino, McNair, McVeigh, play him, play him, play him. If one guy, only change it if it's merit-based. If Willie drops 2 crap games in a row, if Willie drops a disaster class, all right, put Löffelsend back in. I'm sure he's good enough for the job. If Bombino is looking inexperienced in a game, all right, halftime switch, bring in Negri. But if they're playing well, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Do not fix it. And another change you're seeing in this SDFC team is Dreyer isn't really carrying the attack anymore. Like, he is still probably, in my opinion, our brightest attacker. He looks the most dangerous. How many goals and assists does he have this season already? He is our guy. But the difference you've seen in these last 2 games is Chucky looks more involved. Chucky looks more confident. He's trying to score. He got 2 goals against Dallas. The penalty and the other goal where he took it around the keeper. This game against St. Louis, he had 2 good chances himself. Taking the ball, taking players on, dribbling, creating chances for his teammates. Chucky looks to be growing in confidence after he started the season off with an injury. And, Valakari, it is what it is. Like, Ingvartsen came in, started, got injured, but he wasn't all that impressive. Wasn't really getting involved. Valakari, at least he gets involved. He puts in the work. He presses. He's good enough for now, but he, definitely in the future, striker is a position where this San Diego FC team needs to upgrade on 100%. And let me tell you right now, Chicharito, those bullcrap rumors I heard of a month ago, he's not it. We're not bringing Chicharito, Chichis himself to come and be the striker for this football team. So, yeah. And you know what I noticed about SDFC? We call ourselves a football club. So, I don't know. I was confused because I was about to say, are we the only MLS team that calls ourselves football club like San Diego Football Club, even though in the U.S. we call it soccer? Soccer. I hate that. I wish we just called it football here. But I just realized LAFC exists. New York City FC exists. Like, whatever. I was tripping. But, yeah. We're getting serious again. St. Louis, a tough team, a good win. And actually, wait, let's go back. Let's actually go back here. Hold on, you guys. I'm getting ahead of myself. Before we end the video, let's take a little look at the league table. Major League Soccer round 12 table with these 2 wins back-to-back. Obviously, on the Eastern Conference, Cincinnati is up there, best team with Columbus Crew. All of a sudden, our draw with Columbus Crew looks kind of impressive. And the fact that we could have gone away from that game winning 3-1 potentially, we just didn't take our chances. That performance against Columbus Crew looked very impressive. But if we go to the Western Conference with those 2 wins, we're up in 4th. A little bit of a rebound. We were down in 7th, 6th area after those string of losses. 3 in a row. See here on the screen. Yeah, it was the Colorado Rapids, Charlotte. Yeah, the Charlotte match was horrible, and the Real Salt Lake game was just awful as well. But we're up in 4th place. I say we're easily going to make playoffs this year, the way this team is coming out. But, let's see. With our lack of depth, who knows? Maybe halfway through the season, these guys run out of gas. And we're not able to cope physically, and we have injuries. I'm interested to see how that develops as we play more games in the MLS season, because it's a very long season. The MLS is a strenuous season. But, yeah, you guys, huge win. San Diego FC. We're getting serious again. Next game is at home on Wednesday. I'll be there at the game against the Colorado Rapids. So let's get that one back. They beat us 3-2 in Colorado. Let's get a nice little 3-1, 4-1 win against those guys. Show them who's boss. And let's make the Snapdragon more of a fortress. Let's not just be dropping points like a bunch of bums at our home stadium. But guys, it's been your boy Hokage. Good to be back talking about SDFC. And yeah, I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.